then over the last few weeks, it's been like I'll have a tight contraction and then it'll just release. I think that what's happening is my body or me, I don't know, is getting better at surrender, getting better at just letting it go. And I think what I've discovered is that as soon as I notice there's a contraction, what I do is I drop from the mind into the belly and just breathing. And that seems to, it's like, you know, the body's almost like a self-cleaning oven. That's kind of like what I've discovered in this
I love that.
So it's like it knows what to do. It wants to move this stuff out of you. And so like the trick is getting out of the way. And I think like how each person figured out how to do that for themselves is like the key and kind of what we're really learning, you know? Along with that going on, I think what's happening is embodiment, because when I was in that transcendent place, it had a really unique, I mean, it was so spacious that I guess, you know, there was a sense of disconnection with the body in a way. It didn't feel unnatural, felt very natural, but looking back at it now, I can tell that I wasn't totally embodied, because now I'm noticing that there's like this deep integration happening with it all. I would just say that I feel a lot more physically present, and that this awakeness, it's almost like it's coming in through all of the cells in my body. And so I feel very present, very here, very physical. But it's interesting because I'm going in and out of, it's almost like my body is playing with or getting used to this level of new consciousness, you know, like my nervous system, because suddenly it'll be like, I'll be so clear that it'll be like almost painful, like, wow, you know, it's just like, this is so intense experience of clarity, you know?
Yeah.
And then it'll move into, like, I'll be like, oh, I'm so connected. Whoa, I'm so connected, you know, almost like I can hardly take this amount of connection, you know? And then the spaciousness, like, I think, you know, a few days ago, even another chunk of ego dropped away, because I was sitting in this very strange experience of stark spaciousness, like so spacious and so empty. And I just thought, wow, I mean, it was just curious. And then the next day it just like somehow shifted. So then it was like integrated. And so then there was a lot of joy kind of filling the emptiness. I almost feel like I want, what's the word I'm looking for? Like support or acknowledgement about the contraction piece, like that contractions like this continue to happen and that I'm not like crazy, you know? Because it sometimes feels like, oh, there's so much of this shifting going on.
Yeah, great. Well, you've got a lot going on, and I love the amount of awareness you have, and your ability to be with all the expansions, the ebbs and flows of consciousness as it's massaging your being into greater opening. And it's, you know, this energy is so wise that there's nothing that needs to be managed or controlled. You can't manage or control it in any way, but presence is the precious tool that you can bring into the ever-expanding experience of consciousness and form. So I would encourage you to explore the possibility that the presence that the awareness that you're at, the level of consciousness that you're at particular points in your evolution, to explore the possibility that it's just become the new normal, that nothing has really gone away, that you've just integrated and adapted to it so much that it's kind of lost its shine, seemingly. Yeah, seemingly. But it's still there, and I know that you have the ability to tune in and experience, you know, what's here, because you've already spoken it, that, you know, there's joy here with the pain, There's peace here with the challenges. And so I would see if you can find that in the contraction. So when you're able to hold both, the challenge and experience the joy of the challenge too, and then also during the contracted periods, experience what that feels like while also accessing the peace, the joy, that stillness that holds it all. So to be able to tune into both, see if you can access that during the contractions, because you're the embodiment of spirit. So you are the opening for spirit to experience. So you are an aperture for God. This is an opening for the light of love that you are, and to be able to tune into that during all of it, to remember, find that in your beingness, because it doesn't matter what's going on the outside. It doesn't matter. Spirit is saying, wahoo, form. It just doesn't matter what's happening on the outside, whether someone is shining your shoes or shitting on them. Spirit is just going, yes. It's getting to experience what it's come to experience. And so it doesn't have a preference. It's completing its mission. And so it's the mind, it's conditioned world, it's all of the beliefs that we've been programmed with that are saying it needs to be different somehow. Somehow it just needs to be different. And so to wiggle your way through the difficulties as best you can while remembering, the light that is the fuel for all that is moving in you. And to be able to say yes to it all. Yes, I don't know what this is bringing. I don't know what the reason for this particular contraction is. And I know that life has already said yes to it. Life is just moving through me, and I'm going to continue to respond from the deepest place of my being in the best way that I know how, to access that deep movement that is guiding you always. So to take one conscious breath in the middle of whatever the experience is, and just ask, okay, life, how shall I respond to this? What are you wanting me to know about me in this moment?